Opportunities are seldom labeled. So wake up, McFly, and smell the coffee. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. As we go into the new normal, we are going to be faced with a number of different challenges. Well, can I amend that? As we go into the new normal, we're going to be faced with a number of new opportunities. Yes, my friends, the people that really can make it happen are the ones that see things that can be changed for the better and make money from it. That's one way of doing it. I want to point out to you a couple of different things. Now here's really the way that I look at things in this particular perspective. There are rules, and the people that are the best innovators are the ones that know how to take advantage of the rules for their own advancement. I'm going to give you a couple of examples from sports. My favorite coach, of course, is Bill Belichick of the Patriots. Sorry, I'm from Boston. Everybody else, sorry about that. But what did he do in one particular game? He came up with the idea of putting people that were not eligible receivers, making them eligible, and taking people that were eligible and putting them in the line and informing the officials. And he did that at the last minute. And so the defense came out and they were all confused, like, this is a guy that's a receiver? And they got all confused, and the Patriots scored a couple of touchdowns and won the game. And since that time, the NFL has changed that rule, so you can't do it that way. But the point is, when you take a look at the rules and you say, how can I make this rule work to my advantage? What changes can I make? Let me give you a different example. Now, for most of your life, Eli, there's always been a three-point line in basketball, okay? When you're outside that line, you shoot, instead of being 2 points, it's 3 points. But when I was playing basketball, they didn't have a three-point line. And I remember when it first came out that Bobby Knight, who was recognized as, first of all, not such a nice guy, but an outstanding coach, was very much against it. He's very disciplined, so on and so forth. And then there were other coaches that said, I got a three-point line. What can I do with this three-point line? Well, the first one that took advantage was in the pros that I saw was Mike D'Antoni. And Mike D'Antoni started to figure, you know, if my shooting percentage to win is 50% from two-point range, I only have to shoot about 33% to win from three-point range. So I'm going to get myself guys that can shoot around. And so now he's completely changed his team where they don't, being a big tall guy isn't the most important thing. Being a good shooter is the most important thing. So taking a look at the rules and changing them to your, and taking advantage of them is a big thing. Now, what about at the workplace? We have now all sorts of new opportunities. You're going to be, everyone's going to be wearing a mask. Is there somebody out there that's going to make a fashion statement with the masks? I think so. Are women going to want to have a mask that matches their outfit? They're going to have different masks for different outfits? I'll bet that happens. You're going to see all sorts of different aspects of life change. When people are cleaning, is there going to be somebody that's going to come up with some sort of a surface that automatically cleans itself? I would think somebody will think about something like that. All of the things that are, quote, problems are going to need solutions. And there's two ways that you can look at it. One way that you can look at it is to say, and be a whiner. Or as I always like to say, would you like red or white? Quit whining. Or the other way you can look at it is to say, this is an opportunity. How can I take this annoying scenario and make it better? How can I expedite the process? One of the things that people really don't like, myself included, is when you go to the airport, you got to wait in the line, you got to go through. what did they do? They came up with a certain thing that if you have they give you a pass and you get to go right through, so you don't have to go through the line. It costs you a little bit of money, but it's a convenience. Or at the airport, the airlines have like their private rooms where if you have to sit there and wait, if you're a member, you can go into this room and they have all sorts of goodies in there for you. You can sit, you can relax, it's comfortable. Think of the opportunities that are available to us now, because we have the new normal. There's new things that are restrictions, but instead of thinking of them as restrictions, it's time to think of them as an opportunity to make a profit, to make something better, to help somebody out. Does that make sense? Another thing that's going to happen, people are still going to want to travel during the summer, but because the airlines are going to have the social distancing issue, probably once things get started, the planes are not going to be full. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. But if I were somebody in the automotive, had some automotive expertise, I would think of some way that I can do something in the car, aside from a cooler, that where you can, when taking long trips, where you can keep kids entertained, or, I know they have, video games and you can show movies and so on, but here's an opportunity where more and more people are going to be put in that scenario. What ideas can you come up with that's going to make that more fun, more convenient for people? So instead of taking a look at things, I got to take a long trip, I have to drive from Chicago to Maine, think of some sort of a way where you can make that trip a little bit more pleasant. And we're going to be facing these types of scenarios in all different walks of life, aren't we? So when you go out there and you see the new normal, instead of looking at something as, I got another inconvenience because of this virus, start looking at it and start saying to yourself, now how can I take this inconvenience and make it easier for people and maybe even make some money on it? One of the things that we're going to do, what you do anytime you get a brand new job, is you always start to develop a productive routine. You do things in this order, this order, this order, this order, and you fine tune it as you go along until you get to the point where you're in your comfort zone doing your job. Well, now we're all going to be in a discomfort zone because there's going to be new things that we all have to comply with, and we're all going to have new routines. So in addition to thinking of your routine, start thinking about how you can take that routine and duplicate it. When you're able to duplicate something, that's another way that people make money. So my point is, the word crisis in Chinese, I've been told, means either danger or opportunity. In this case, it means you're going to whine or you're going to look for an opportunity. Never before have we been in a position where there's going to be so many new aspects to society that we can develop. So start getting your creative juices flowing, start thinking of things, start visualizing things, start working on things where you can make improvements that everyone will benefit from. Does that make sense? So just as you wake up in the morning and you decide, I'm not going to be in a good mood today, or you do your meditation, you visualize your desired outcome, your burning desire, and you go to the mirror and you say, yes, I've achieved that, and you walk out with a positive mental attitude, carry that positive mental attitude into the workplace. Carry that positive mental attitude when you go to a restaurant. Keep your distance, but keep the positive mental attitude. Does that make sense? So this is a time of tremendous opportunity. Are you going to go for it, or are you going to whine? And because we never end a meeting on a philosophical note, let's look for the opportunities. They're seldom labeled. Get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.